Good morning, Twin Flames, Soulmates, Fated Connections. This is Brainy Twin Gemini for February 10th, 2020. First and foremost, I want to thank you all so much for the love, the likes, the subs. It really warms my heart, and I want to thank you all so much. I can't believe that, I'm over 10,000 subs now, and it truly does warm my heart. I never expected this when I endeavored this journey, and, 10,000 is just, again, just thank you so, so much. It really does warm my heart. As many of you know, I'm a messenger on this journey, and I'm divinely guided to give messages on this journey. But there's one particular person I want to thank from the inner depths of my heart, and that's my twin. If it wasn't for my twin, I wouldn't have been able to endeavor this journey. And I just want to thank my twin so much for the unconditional love, the protection, the wisdom, the guidance, the knowledge, and the strength. And again, thank you so much for all your protection throughout this journey. As many of you know, I get signs and syncs every single day, and these signs and syncs are messages that I need to deliver to you. The last 24 hours have been kind of crazy, and many of you have been like in rest mode, which is great. Yesterday was a day of rest for you. You have to rest the temple that houses your soul. It's a daunting journey, and it is exhausting both physically and mentally. There's a lot required on this journey if you're truly on this journey. And many of you were resting yesterday, and that's great. But while you were through your rest period, there was some crazy. And again, if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. These messages come to me. They're meant to be delivered. So whoever is affected by this, the message is but for you. And not all messages are going to resonate with you, every single one. But if something does, then just take it as a sign. And so yesterday during your period of rest, you were cold and warm, if that makes any sense. So there was hours of, you were like kind of like freezing and you couldn't warm up. And then later you were sweating, like just sweating. And I think that is just your body, just purging what it needs to purge. There was a full moon yesterday, and I think there was a lot of purging, a lot of cleansing, a lot of things coming to the surface of your soul, so to speak. And some of the things I wrote down here was bitterness. So a lot of you were dealing with some bitterness within. It's always better to be better as opposed to being bitter. Some of us have been jaded in life, and if you harbor that bitterness, then you're not spiritually evolving, and you're not getting to a place of unconditional love. So I think a lot of you dug down deep over the weekend. Looked at things that were not serving you, primarily as it stems to bitterness, and you just got rid of that bitterness. Bitterness is, you can't harbor the bitterness. So that's one thing. Yeah, what else did I there's so much, like the other day on Saturday when I did the video, I primarily flipped the cards out of entertainment. I kind of went over my video in a little, or video, my diary journal, whatever you want to call it, in a little greater detail. The cards came out exactly what my journal said. And the stuff cannot be cheated. It cannot be cheated at all. These are messages that are meant to be delivered to you if you're truly on this journey. But the bitterness was one of the things. The purging, there was a lot of purging going on, and the full moon has, if you're gifted, it's amplified your gift. And again, remember that, if we're all gifted within, everybody has these gifts. Some of them are, awakened, and some of them are not. But over the last couple of days, your gift has amplified by 1,000 times. And just remember it's a gift, and gifts are meant to be given. So, that's that. Sorry, what else do I have here? I have dreams. There was a lot of dreams last night. Dreams about your twin, but you don't have recollection of them, if that makes any sense. But you know that they were in your dreams. What else? Went over the purging. Rest. Yeah, I don't know. I had pain in my left knee this morning. Whoever that it pertains to, it's gone now. It was just there when I woke up. When I walked down the stairs, there was left knee pain. Not sure what that's about, but again, there was a lot of purging. Let me see what else. I'll go over the numbers: 111, 1212, 555. I have forgiveness here for whatever reason. I've just, when I get up, I get these messages and I have to run down and write them down. Um, and I also have, sometimes, you have to come from a place of gratitude and a place of love. And, unconditional love is what I always say. It's loving freely without condition. And sometimes you fail to see the blessings that are around you. And you have to give thanks for your blessings and not always expect to receive. Once you give thanks and once you get to a place of unconditional love, you get bliss and you get harmony within. And I love it. I love it so much. This is just a crazy thing, and I don't know why this happens. And I don't even know why I wrote it down, but I did. There has to be some significance to it. I'm not sure what it is. But sometimes I'll talk out loud. And so when I get up in the morning, I'm speaking, literally speaking, while I'm in my as I get up into a waking state. And I'm speaking things that I believe that these are messages that I need to give to you. This started in the last month. And, one of the things was, the bitterness, the rest, and the gratitude. And there's been a lot of gratitude in the last 24 hours, and there's this warmness in the heart. And I love it. I love it so much. But this weird thing, so, I talk out loud. No, I'm not insane, but I do talk out loud sometimes. And every single time I talk out loud, this dog starts barking. It's almost like this dog can hear me talking. I don't know what it is. Like even yesterday, last night, I was like just saying some words out loud, because your thought, your words, your deed, when you say it out loud, you manifest it quicker. You quicker into the universe. So I was saying some things out loud, and this dog started barking. It happened a number of times. It happens every single day, to be quite honest. I'm like, can this dog hear me? Like, why does this dog bark every single time I start speaking out loud? This dog will be out in the backyard, and I can think thoughts in my head, but the moment I start speaking them out loud, this dog starts barking. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Yesterday I just heard a crow in the tree, almost like it was speaking to me. It was, doing its song. And one of the songs I heard this morning, one of my favorite songs is by Simple Man Shinedown. And another thing I want to go over here is innocence. So many of you are getting back to your pure form of innocence. When you endeavor this journey, you are wounded warriors, and you are supposed to get back to a place of innocence and purity within your heart. And many of you are there, and many of you are getting there. And I love it. I love it so much. So I think those are all the things I have to go through. Of course, I've got so much written down in my journal. Again, I just do this strictly out of entertainment purposes. It always resonates with my journal. I'm going to see if the cards come out, which they always do. If they don't come out, I will embellish, but they always come out. I left these 2 dimes here from the other day because they were on the floor. And today, when I went to go and have my bath, there was another one. All right. So, again, I don't look for this stuff. So whomever this message is meant for you, if you've, if one of your loved ones have departed to the other side, they're thinking of you today. And another thing I wanted to say was the eyes. I don't know why this came to me this morning, but it was very, very prevalent in my journal, and it probably won't come out in the cards, but eyes are absolutely a gateway to the soul. And sometimes words don't need to be spoken. The eyes say everything, if that makes any sense to you. So I'm going to get started here. 3 dimes. I don't know where this stuff comes from. I really don't. But someone's thinking of you today. And I'm going to call out to my guardian angels. I do 4 cards. 4 is my birth number. Remember, don't harbor the bitterness. Oh yeah, and many of you are healing. You've been in healing mode for the last couple of days, primarily because you're purging. You're purging out what's not serving you. And I feel like a lot of you purged the remaining, I don't know, whatever you've been harboring over, within, because you have to get to a place of pure innocence. And over the weekend, whatever was lingering, you purged it out. And I think that's why the sweating and the coldness and whatnot. Again, strictly a messenger here. I'm going to call out to my guardian angels for 4 cards, please. Unbelievable. Call out for 2 cards, please. Oh, and this is primarily what's going on with the Divine Masculine. If you're new to the channel, I do what's kind of in their head, heart space as of now. We live in the now. We don't live in the past. We don't live in the future. The past is meant to teach us lessons, and and if you keep focusing on the past, then you will stay there. And same with the future. We live in the now. Today's a blessing. Another day is another blessing. So we always live in the now. Enjoy the now. Don't let the past or the future rob you of the now. I cannot believe this. This stuff never ceases to amaze me. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. This was going on over the last, several days. It's kind of going on right now. There's some loneliness. Primarily because the 2 twins have gone off to heal. And, your 5D connection has been halted, so to speak. But that's because you're healing. And there's a sense of loneliness between the twins right now. And I love it. I love it so much. Temporary, only temporary. If this is your journey, you're never truly apart. You're part of one another. You share the same heart. Like, and, what I always say is this is not the Cinderella story. I don't know why this is trending out there right now. It is, it's a tough endeavor. It's a tough journey. You've been summoned on a mission. To get to your higher sense of yourself, to heal that wounded warrior, to get back to that purity, that innocence that has been taken away from you. You come into your twin, you're both vulnerable, you're both wounded. You open that heart right up, and then you go off into isolation and you do what's required. And I love it so much, but sometimes it's lonely, right? I have the summer card here. What I'm primarily resonating with this card is there's kind of 2 waves that are going on right now. So a lot of you went into separation in the summer. It is summer over on the other side of the world, primarily, and a lot of traction is happening in the winter and the summer months. This is meant for you, to all of you that are in the summer months right now in Australia, New Zealand. Yeah. So if you're doing the work, there's an offer coming. An offer is many, many, many things. So don't view the offer as, an offer of commitment or physical unity or whatever. You get these offers, you get these signs, you get these things. As you endeavor the journey, you get the knowledge and the wisdom. You understand what this journey entails. And it's not always about physical unity. And if you keep yourself in that prison of physical unity, then you will remain in that prison. You just won't endeavor forward. That's part of the journey. And some, unfortunately, are trapped in that prison for a very, very long time. You have to break free. Let go. Let go of the bitterness. Let go of the desire. Let go of the longing. Let go. You have to come to a purest form within. You have to love unconditionally. And unconditionally is loving freely without condition. And that's not just your twin. It's everyone around you. And once you get to that state of blissfulness, you will understand what I'm talking about. But this is a tough endeavor, Exactly. These messages come out the way they're meant to come out. This journey is about getting to your higher self. Once you get to that higher self, you raise the frequency within yourself. You raise the frequency within the world. That's what this journey is about. Raising the frequency within you and within the world. We live in a world full of hatred. And this journey is about getting to that love, to raise that elevation of, the frequency of the world and getting to a state of love. That's what this journey is. It's a gift. It's a blessing. You've been given this, and you have free will to do whatever you want with this gift. But there's a mission. There is a mission here, believe it or not. And some of you get so trapped in your ego and your reluctance to move forward and break free of that obsession of physical unity that you don't understand what this gift and blessing is about. But it's about getting to your higher sense of yourself. Hence the reason why I'm here. I'm here to deliver these messages. And again, these signs and these things come every single day. Not, sometimes the messages are the same. The messages are the same because the messages are not being heard, But today, no, not the same. And it's exactly what's in my journal anyway. Lessons. So as I said, this is about learning lessons. And one of the biggest lessons in this journey is getting to the higher sense of yourself, believe it or not, and letting go of the bitterness within and getting to a place of purity within your heart. And many of you are doing phenomenal. I see the comments on the wall, on the channel. I see the way you support each other. You come from a place of love. And I love it so much. Keep doing that. But just remember, you have to learn lessons here. Lessons about, things that are not working in your life, all sorts of things. And, I do see comments on the wall, and, I feel like I have to say it right now. And that is, you're saying, well, I love unconditionally, and I've opened up my heart, and my twin isn't coming back. You're not loving unconditionally because you're putting conditions, because you're with the expectation of that physical unity. That's a condition. Loving freely is exactly what it is, loving freely. So if you're putting conditions there, you're truly not in that state of unconditional love, And this isn't a journey of narcissism either. I hear stuff about that as well. Well, what kind of person would do this? If you truly understood this journey, you know that you come together in a vulnerable state, you're wounded, and you have to go off and heal. You trigger that healing in one another. And if you're divinely guided on this journey, the wisdom, the knowledge, the strength, the protection, all comes with the journey. And you endeavor forward. But if you keep stuck in your own ego, you'll keep trapped. You'll be stuck there for the rest of your life. You have to learn lessons. And it's not about, putting conditions on the love or forgiveness. It's forgiving unconditionally, learning the lessons you need to learn. And I believe one of the lessons is bitterness. You get jaded, I'm just going to use this as an example because, it happened to me. My ex cheated on me a number of times, and I harbored bitterness, a lot of bitterness. But that bitterness was only hurting me. And, and my soul wasn't completely cleansed. You have to let it go. You have blessings all around you. Clean water, food, shelter, health. There's so much to be, grateful for. Get rid of the bitterness, let it go. And maybe that's one of the lessons you need to learn. But it is about lessons. And it is absolutely not narcissistic behavior. I've read comments about that, and if you're commenting and saying it's narcissistic behavior, then you truly don't understand what this journey is about at all. And I would be inclined to tell you this isn't even your journey, because you even suggesting that out of your mouth is you truly don't understand the journey. The journey is about healing, getting to pure innocence, raw love. That's what it's about. Sorry, some tough words there, but again, this stuff comes when it's meant to come. So now I'm going to call out to my guardian angels for 4 cards. If the divine masculine could say anything to the divine feminine, what would they say as of now? Strictly energy. I can't. Strictly energy. No way. I can't. This is too much. Way too much for me sometimes to handle. Like this, this gift is getting amplified for me as well. I won't go into detail, but I'm going to start writing things down. Fear. I see this fear and I see this eye. And I resonate 2 things here. So the divine masculine, his eyes told many, 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 many things. And he spoke with love with his eyes, and he had fear of he or she. I use it just, just out of context, masculine being he, feminine being she. It depends on where you are in the journey. If you run, you're masculine, but it's runner chaser throughout the journey. It just depends on how you evolve throughout the journey. But anyways, there's some fear. The fear of telling the divine feminine exactly how they felt. But their eyes, like I said, the eyes are a gateway to the soul. And sometimes the eyes tell stories, you know, like you can tell by a person by the look in their eyes, you know, what they're feeling. And I love it. I love it so much. The divine masculine primarily runs out of fear because they're not ready to face those wounds. They're not ready to heal. But they run because, and they're forced into the healing, if that makes any sense. And yeah, there's fear of letting go, you know, and that is fear within yourself. That's codependency, you know, divine feminines. And that's, you know, one of your fears is of letting go of the obsession of physical unity. So there's a lot of fear on both sides. And, you know, there is some fear right now. But I'm primarily stemming that fear with, you know, the reluctance to be true to their, you know, to their core and tell the divine feminine how they truly felt. But again, the eyes are an absolute gateway to the soul. All right. Separation. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. I might have to read some stuff out of my journal today. So, you're physically separated. If you're truly on this journey, yeah, you are physically separated. You're not together physically. But separation is truly an illusion. Because if you're truly on this journey, you are always together. And, you know, it is what it is. You're connected. Your souls are emerged. You go through this, you know, this crazy stuff throughout the journey, and you know, you get to a point where you truly know that it is just an illusion. You support each other, you love each other unconditionally, you have a gift, you have telepathic communication, 5D communication. I don't know if I mentioned dreams. Yes, I did. Yeah, it's an illusion. It truly is an illusion. And you're physically separated, but you are not. That's your, you know, that's your blood, your bone, whatever. You know, that's your physical form. But your spiritual form and your soul form, you're always together. And I love it. I love it so much. I think I wrote it. I might just read it. Like I wrote so much. Maybe I'll just go out. I'll go through it at the end. But I absolutely put this. And again, it's just an illusion, right? If you're truly on this journey, you know what I'm talking about. Absolutely put this past life in my journal today. What I put in my journal today is this: it has been a past life connection for centuries. And it is an absolute blessing and gift that you were able to come together in this lifetime. You knew right away, that soul recognition. You knew that there was something more profound with each other, but you just didn't know. This is what this journey is about. Once you go off and do your work in isolation, all of this stuff comes to you. You realize that this was past life. You realize it was soul recognition. You realize the fear. You overcome the fear. There's a lot required on this journey. But it, you know, I absolutely put it, centuries, you know, this is past life love. And you know, you were able to come together on this earth, in this universe, and it is an absolute blessing that you were able to come together. You know, it's beautiful, and I love it so much. Intuition, exactly, put this in. I was just saying, over the next couple of days, or last few days, if you're truly gifted, your intuition will be amplified by, you know, 100,000 times, whatever it may be. And one thing I always say is trust your intuition, trust your gut. Nobody can tell you you're on this journey except you. It all comes within yourself. You know that there's something there. You know that there's something far deeper and far greater. You just have to have, you know, the trust in your intuition and the trust in your gut, and always have the faith in your heart. And I love it. I love it so much. Very diverse, for sure. But everything I put in my journal today, I cannot believe it. I want to find that separation thing. I wrote so much in my journal. It's crazy how quickly, and I'm like, if you saw how quickly I wrote my journal, you'd be amazed. Like, my hand is divinely guided. So I'm going to call out to my guardian angels for 4 cards. What is the overall energy as of now? Again, we live in the now. And if this is 4, I'll take it. It is. I cannot. All right. Absolutely. Absolutely 100% right from what I put in my journal. Winter. It's winter here in Canada. I'm in Canada. And oodles of snow last night again. I'm right sick of it. But for many of you, you've received that offer in the winter, communication, whatever, you are endeavoring. What I will say about the winter as well is most of you are getting to the higher sense of yourself in the winter time. Again, in Canada. I'm in Canada. Wherever you are in the world, it's winter here. So just reverse it. I got the summer card, I got the winter card. There's a reason. You know what I mean? But yeah, you see the winter, and and I like what I see is I see mountains here, and I believe that a lot of you have been transforming and evolving over the fall and the winter months, and getting to your higher sense of yourself, getting to a pure place of unconditional love and bliss. And I love it so much. I cannot believe this card. I cannot believe it. And I love this card. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. It's surrender. You just surrender. Surrender the connection. Surrender the connection over to divine, God, whatever you believe in, whatever's sacred to your heart. But just surrender. And just have faith and belief in your heart that whatever's meant to be will be. You have to surrender it and just trust. And the moment you lose faith and belief is a moment you lose, you lose everything within. You have to carry that faith within your heart, and you have to surrender, and you have to just believe. And once you surrender and hand it over, the magic will truly happen. And surrendering and breaking free and letting go is probably one of the most difficult endeavors on this journey. But you have to surrender it over and just trust and believe and have faith in your heart. I love it so much. Anger, absolutely anger. There has been terrible anger going on. And again, I think that has to do with the bitterness. Anger is always a secondary emotion. It stems from something else. It stems from bitterness, guilt, shame, worry, fear. It's anger is a secondary emotion, if you understand what I'm saying. And there's a fear card there too. You could be angry because of the fear, but I'm primarily resonating this anger card with bitterness. And just be careful what you manifest out there. Like I said, thought, word, and deed. The moment you say those words out of your mouth, you're manifesting it into the universe. Is it an easy journey? No. Anger, part of the journey. But you have to kill, and I wouldn't even say subdue the beast. You have to kill that beast within. Like I said, many of you come in and you're wounded. And, the anger, many of you had anger issues all of your life. But that's the beast that you subdued within. And you finally have to purge it out so it doesn't resurrect. But you have to definitely get rid of that anger. And there is absolutely, there's been anger. I felt that very, very prevalent this morning. I don't like feeling these things because I'm in a place of complete bliss and love. But I get this energy specifically because they're messages that I need to deliver to you. So let it go, let it die. Get rid of the anger if you can. Like I said, meditate before you go to sleep. Get to a place of unconditional love. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And I love it. Clearing karma, pretty much what I've been saying. There's been a lot of purging going on this weekend, and primarily clearing karma. This is a tough endeavor, this journey, and you don't always know what the karma is. You have to go down deep within. You have to look around. The third eye's opening, the crowns are opening. And that's the reason why these open is it's to give you the knowledge and the wisdom to, endeavor the journey and clear the karma. There's a lot required, and it's breaking those cycles and learning those lessons. And it's tough. It's a tough journey. It's a tough world we live in, actually. you know but it's that's kind of what you've been summoned to do. It's a tough job, it's a challenging journey, but that's what the journey is about. It's not this magical love Cinderella story that you want it to be. Unfortunately, is it raw, pure, vulnerable love? Absolutely. It's a love that you've never seen, but there's a lot required on this journey, and I love it so much. Okay, so I'm gonna do 4 cards, different messages. If the DM could say anything to the DF. Scanning my journal here. I think everything has come out. So I do want to read that thing about separation because it freaks me out how this stuff always comes out. Unreal. I love it. Okay, so I'm asking for some more time to get myself together first. This is a tough endeavor. You're meant to heal. It's all about healing that inner child, wounds, past wounds. There's so much, that's required of yourself. It's at the end of the day, you're supposed to get to your complete whole sense of yourself. Get to a pure heart of unconditional love. And just when you think you're there, something comes in, and you think that you're completely healed, but then something comes in and then you realize that you're not. And I just keep going back to this bitterness today for some reason. So there's bitterness within some of you that you need to get rid of. And that bitterness is getting you to a place of anger. So, the Divine Masculine had a setback, and, he's asking for some time to get himself together, or she, just energy here, to get themselves together first. And I think this past weekend, this full moon, I don't know what it is, there was immense purging. And it's great. And there was a lot of healing, and there was a lot of crying. But it's wonderful. You're doing the work, and I love it. I love it so much. Don't give up on me. Again, tough weekend. Purging. You kind of went off in isolation and did your thing, did your healing, did your crying. And the Divine Masculine says, don't give up on me. I'm asking for some time. Just don't give up on me. I'm doing what I need to do. It's wonderful. I love it. Many of you are doing the work, and you are absolutely phenomenal, beautiful, wonderful souls. And I love it so much. And yeah, they're just asking for time, and don't give up. I am awake, and I am confused to all of this. Absolutely. There has been some huge awakenings, ascensions. The higher self card came out, on Saturday. All the chakras were opening up. I was physically feeling all those symptoms. I'm fine now, but the messages come when they're meant to come. But many are confused. Part of the journey. Confusion, doubt. Kill it. Let it die. Have faith in your heart. Have the intuition. Trust your gut. Confusion is the hardest thing to overcome in this journey. It questions your sanity. It really does. You're like, am I insane? Like, what is this? All this stuff. But confusion, I think, is one of the most difficult things to overcome. You just have to have faith in your heart and surrender it and just believe. And I love it. I love it so much. Absolutely. I think often of wanting to see you. Absolutely. It's both. The Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. It's reciprocated. You both want to see each other. But if you're truly on this journey, you know what's required of each other. And you do not come together until the work is done. And sadly, some of you won't endeavor that because you don't understand what is required. You have the anger. You can't let it go. You can't break free. So you essentially stay stuck in the prison that you put yourself in, and nobody put yourself in that prison except for you. So that's that. So I'm going to do animal spirit here. I don't know why I got this, but there's not left elbow pain. I don't know why this stuff happens. I really don't. I'm going to call out to my guardian angels for Divine Feminine. Uh-oh, where's my little book? Here it is. Sorry, rabbits. Sorry. Squirrel spirit. That squirrel looks funny. These pictures are hilarious. Okay, 49. Rabbit spirit. Now is the lucky time. 4 and 9 is 13, I think. I should know this stuff. I'm an accountant, but yeah, I don't use my brain. I use a spreadsheet. Now is the lucky time. A sunny meadow calls, and rabbit spirit appears to lead you out of your dark warren into light, so that you can participate in fertile and beautiful experience. It may seem safe below ground, but the magic happens when you come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co-creating something new. You're being invited into a new life that you have no experience with, but have no fear. Today is also a time to be fruitful and productive as you enjoy. Rabbit spirit's sunny and prolific energy. At this time, whatever you intend to bring to life will find fertile ground. There are no mistakes, really, when you are co-creating with spirit. So let new ideas spring to the surface, knowing that now is a lucky time of tremendous possibility. There's the word fear in here, and the way I resonate this is new life, new you. Get to your higher sense of yourself. Get to a state of bliss and unconditional love. Once you get there, you just have harmony, you have peace, you have bliss within, and I love it. I love it so much. 57. Believe in yourself, squirrel spirit. Look at this squirrel. Like, look at its ears. That they're like flying back or something. 5 and 7 is 12. So it's 12 and 13. You add them together. 57. That squirrel's so funny. You have accumulated wisdom and experience and surrounded by all you need. An abundance of resources is available to you through the generosity of spirit and all your hard work. Squirrel spirit shows up when you need reminding of the acorns you have gathered and stowed away and have enormous potential to grow. So relax into knowing there is always enough, and you have what it takes to co-create the reality you want to experience. Through diligent preparation, you have gained wisdom and strength. How much potential you have. Believe in yourself, for spirit believes in you and wants you to know that you have enough and are enough. Doesn't the truth make you feel safe and secure? It should, for you have everything you need right now. I love it. I love it so much. How I resonate this is you have gained the wisdom and the strength. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Divine masculine protects, gives strength, guidance to the divine feminine. Believe it or not, you do it to each other, and you have enough stowed away in your little wherever in you have enough acorns. So just trust your heart, and just trust, and believe in yourself. These two things pretty much say the same thing. Believe in yourself. Get to the higher sense of yourself, and everything will evolve as it's meant to be. I love it. I love it so much. Lastly, let's give you one of these beautiful messages. My furnace is loud. Wow. Okay. And again, thank you so much for the love. I love you all so much. So I'm going to call out to my guardian angels for one card, please, to take for you today. Beautiful, loving message. Open your heart. Get rid of the bitterness. Okay, and it says, your smile illuminates my soul. It makes me feel whole. There is no part of me that your love cannot fill. From the first moment we met, I am forever grateful, and I count my blessing each day, beloved Jewel. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. This is an absolute gift. Be grateful. Give from your heart. This is a gift. Be grateful every single day. I truly know that I am forever grateful for this sacred gift. And again, thank you so much. And if this resonates, thumbs up. And yeah, have a great day, folks.